couple of years. I think altcoins that have strong flows will outperform. I don't know if you guys seen this, but there's a forecast saying that the ETF for XRP is going to attract 8 billion of inflows next year. So you can imagine what kind of impact that may have. And in terms of what we're doing, I think we have a very clear, differentiated, exciting strategy that nobody else is pursuing and nobody else can compete with us on. That's very unique. So we will build it, and I hope.
The CEO of Crypto.com, this guy right here, has just confirmed billions of dollars worth of buying pressure on the XRP ETF. Yes, that is literally what he just said in this video. Listen to this.
I don't know if you guys seen this, but there's a forecast saying that the ETF for XRP is going to attract 8 billion of inflows next year. So you can imagine what kind of impact that may have.
Imagine what kind of impact that will have on the price of XRP. Over $8 billion worth of buying pressure, and XRP will outperform. That is literally what this guy, the CEO of Crypto.com, has confirmed in this video. Yes, a BlackRock ETF as well for XRP is coming. BlackRock is going to be buying XRP. I'm going to play you this video right here of the CEO of Ripple speaking about the BlackRock ETF for XRP. Listen to this.
Are you in talks with the largest issuers, particularly BlackRock, to get this done?
Well, I'm not going to comment on that. I know BlackRock has said some things publicly. We think it makes sense for the XRP community overall. Ripple obviously is a very important stakeholder in the XRP ecosystem, but we're not the only player. And look, we've seen, before the SEC lawsuit, XRP was the second most valuable digital asset. I think because of the headwinds of that lawsuit, we've now seen that largely abate. But the long-term view on these things is about, how do you create utility and really solve real-world problems with these different digital assets? Bitcoin's doing that very well as a store of value. XRP and its dynamics around being very fast, very efficient, and low cost on a per transaction basis makes it ideal for payments. And that's where Ripple really has leaned into as a company.
It makes sense for the XRP community to have a BlackRock XRP ETF. That is literally what he just said. Listen to this.
We think it makes sense for the XRP community overall. Ripple obviously is a very important stakeholder in the XRP ecosystem, but we're not the only player. And look, we've seen, before the SEC lawsuit, XRP was the second most valuable digital asset.
And now that the XRP lawsuit is over, a senior BlackRock strategist has said and confirmed that XRP checks every box. We are just waiting for the green light. There are a lot of connections between BlackRock and XRP because also right now, XRP is the only cryptocurrency in the top 10 to be up for the year. Yes, year to date, as you can tell, Bitcoin is down about 6.5%, Ethereum is down about 40%, and XRP is up 17.5%. Yes, XRP is the only cryptocurrency in the top 10 to be up for the year. And BlackRock is definitely looking at XRP. Yes, that is their next target. Because right now, according to this survey right here from Coinbase and EY, major institutions already have exposure to Bitcoin and Ethereum. About 97% of institutional investors have exposure to Bitcoin, and about 90%, about 86%, they have exposure to Ethereum. So logically, what is the next cryptocurrency to buy? Obviously, it's XRP. Yes, most institutional investors, according to this report, again, this was conducted by Coinbase and EY together. They made this report, and according to them, institutional investors are looking at XRP. Yes, it is the obvious next cryptocurrency. Like when we take a look at the top cryptos, it's Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP. It's obvious. And now that the SEC versus Ripple lawsuit is finally over, big institutions like BlackRock, Fidelity, JP Morgan, they can all buy XRP easily now. And pretty soon, the XRP ETF will be approved. Yes, listen to this as well. Brad Garlinghouse has confirmed that it's coming very soon.
So you would welcome an XRP ETF then?
We would certainly welcome it, and I think it's inevitable that there'll be, multiple ETFs around different tokens. And I think you'll even see ETFs potentially around baskets that also, I think, further diversify that risk.
Given there are so
It is inevitable. It is inevitable that the XRP ETF will be approved. And remember, BlackRock is literally going to be buying billions of dollars worth of XRP. Yes, because BlackRock is the largest asset manager in the world. I would not be surprised if they're already buying XRP secretly. They're accumulating as much as possible, so that way they can keep the price suppressed and buy more for cheaper. So everyone, smash the like button, share this video. Everyone needs to see this video. Do your part so the algorithm can push this out. I love y'all, and I will see you very soon. Until the next time, Wynand Crypto out.